Boiler levy tax, so a tax on boilers, again, is back in the picture. No, what does this mean for you as a consumer, and what does it mean as you as a heating engineer and installer of boilers? So first of all, the main thing is that if you already have a boiler in place, this isn't some coherent tax that's just going to pop up and be smacked onto you, albeit you can't always be surprised with our government, but that's not going to happen. So if you hear this word about boiler tax or gas tax, that's not coming to you. This is a levy around the cleaner energy mechanism. So this levy or cleaner energy mechanism tax is aimed at manufacturers that create boilers and create heat pumps, or manufacture heat pumps and boilers. Now, for this year, it's 6%. So for every 100 boilers that they create, they need to be selling 100 heat pumps. And if they don't, they're going to get fined. Now, last year, this did come about, but then it got scrapped. So last year, it was £3,000 fine for every unit ratio to boiler sale that they didn't create. It was a £3,000 fine. This year, it's a £500 fine for every boiler that they don't, every heat pump that they don't manufacture or sell against a boiler. First of all, the fine is a lot less than it was last year, and we saw this fine or fee get passed down to suppliers, plumbing merchants selling the boilers, and it was around about £100 to £120 that was added on top of the sale of each boiler. What's not clear is obviously if the manufacturer gets fined, they're going to want to pass this on, or inadvertently they're going to have to. However, it's dramatically dropped, 83% lower fine, and also it's only 6%. So selling 6 heat pumps to every 100 boilers. You may see a small rise. If it's £100 per boiler, I would be very, very surprised, because that's going to last year's figures. And actually that would be an unfair pass on to us as installers, engineers, and you guys as homeowners, because inadvertently that's going to be passed on to you as well. Is going to be a sliding scale. So this fine per unit not sold against heat pumps is going to increase for next year, and so on up until 2030. However, the government are making very clear that boilers are going to be installed for absolute years to come, and hundreds, if not millions of them are going to be installed. It's meant to take place as of April, so we haven't got long. There's not much information from suppliers as to if any increase is going to happen. And remember, ultimately, this increase or levy tax to manufacturers they're only fined if they don't meet their targets, and that's 10 heat pumps to 100 boilers. So it'd be interesting to know what happens. What are they going to add to the price of boilers, and when? Is it going to happen from April? So it'd be interesting to know. If anyone's got any information, drop it in the comments. Last year happened around about April, and it was £100 added onto the boilers. This was scrapped 2 months later, and this fee was then refunded back to anyone that had purchased the boiler, and also the merchants. Drop it in the comments, guys. Let's see what your thoughts are, and if you think it's going to affect you, what your thoughts on it in general are, and also if you've heard any information on how this is going to be applied down the line from manufacturer to tradesperson to consumer.